What's happening, good people? Welcome to Where's His Watch Room. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Pindu, and this is a homage of, well, you guys might know, you might not, but yeah, it's one that you probably wouldn't expect to see. So this one was sent out to the channel at a discount from the Any Day a Watch store on AliExpress. You can find a link to the watch and their store down in the description. So let's, talk good and bad, and, keep in mind, that doesn't change anything, as you guys know. So yeah, let's, good, bad, sizes, all that stuff, starting now. So diameter-wise, we're looking at around 48.4 millimeters. 43.2 if you include the crown. Look to look is 47.5. It's 12 mil thick. And we have a 24 mil wide top of the bracelet right there. You can just see it flares out a little bit, and that tapers down to around 19.5 down at the bottom. But obviously this is proprietary, so you're not really going to be able to find a replacement strap for this. So we have a stainless steel case and bracelet. Size for me weighs around 139 gram. 50 meters of claimed water resistance. Sapphire crystal, pull push crown, and a screw down case back, but more on that later on. So we're looking at this watch in a little bit more detail, and I actually really like it, apart from one thing which you guys might be able to figure out. But yeah, first with this bezel, and you can see we've got the style from the watch I'm not going to name, obviously, because I don't know whether that is still happening. But anyway, I really do like this bezel. I love the contrast that they've managed to achieve, because we've got the high polish, and then we've got the brushing on the top of the case as well, and also this mixed finishing here. And yeah, it just really pops quite nicely off, and just gives it a little bit of contrast, a little bit of interest. So moving past that flat sapphire crystal, you can see there is a little bit of AR, but it's not the best. Anyway, so we've got a chapter ring. You can see it's colour matching to the date window. I'll get some better shots of that, guys, so you can actually see it a little bit more. But yeah, it's got a printed minute track all the way around, so it just keeps the clutter off the dial. And I love that, it's colour matching. It just really helps blend in, and it doesn't detract too much from that dial. So we've got all applied indices, and they're a very nice sort of tapered design. And of course, these are loom filled. And then we've got a really nice secondary minute track as well. You can see in between each of the indices. So you guys, we have that date window, like I said, at the 3 o'clock, which is hiding behind the hand. So we'll just move that, we'll just advance it a little bit so you can see it. And there it is. So it's white, bordered, and yeah, it fits the aesthetic all right. I wish obviously it wasn't there, but it's just one of those things. Hands, we've got these really nice long oval. Again, they suit the aesthetic really well. And then we've got the needle seconds hand. As for the main dial itself, we've got a very nice blue sunburst. It is a little bit tricky to see in this light. You can just sort of see it there. It's really nice. So we've got like a royal-esque blue, fades from light to dark. As for text and branding, we've literally just got the Pindu logo and their brand name, and that's probably the only thing I'd change about the aesthetic from this standpoint. I'd get rid of the text and just leave the P logo. I just think it would more, a lot better in my opinion. I think Pindu as a brand name is probably not the best in my opinion. And I think just having the logo would make it look a lot better in my opinion. But anyway, that's just my personal thought. So let's just clean the side a minute, because high polish. It's an absolute fingerprint magnet. But yeah, I do like this side profile because it's got drilled lugs. Now, I don't really know why it's got drilled lugs, because you can't exactly buy aftermarket bracelets or straps for this particular watch. So it seems a little bit null and void to have that there, because yeah, again, you're not really going to find a strap that fits that. The finishing on the top of the thing is on the top of the case is nice. So you've got some nice quality brushing. Polishing on the sides, it's not the best I've ever seen. It's definitely not mirror, but it's all right for the price point. You've got that pull push crown, high polish again. No branding whatsoever though. Case back, we are looking at an exhibition style. and we have that movement in there with a decorated rotor. And of course that Pindu branding. Again, you know, if they'd have got rid of the brand name, that would look much better. I do like the gold and the sort of sun ray effect on the rotor though. I think that looks really nice. And then we've got all brushed finish, branding and all that information as well. So it's a very, very nice looking watch. The build quality seems pretty fair as well, but I just wish they'd get rid of, you know, the brand name and just keep the logo only. Moving on to the bracelet, and I do like this style. I love you know, the shape of it, and it is, you know, like they're a proper, you know, solid link. But yeah, it just looks really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit like a puzzle piece, you know, like for a jigsaw. I just think it looks really cool. The finishing's pretty nice as well. I've definitely seen better, but I've seen worse. Again, you know, we've got that brand in there, and they've just got the logo there as well, and I think that looks so much better than it does with the text, so hopefully they'll be able to change that. Butterfly clasp, you know, pretty bog standard, nothing really to write home about. Yeah, it is what it is. And then of course we've got Pindu there, which I think they should have just left off. But yeah, you know, we've got not screw links, push pins, polished sides, you know, good articulation and flexing that bracelet though. It's really nice and movable. The downside though is obviously the fitment. Now I got lucky and it fits me absolutely bang on, but that's not going to be the case for everyone. Obviously there are going to be some of you guys where this does not fit at all, and you're going to be struggling to get that comfortable fit because of, well, the lack of micro adjusts and this butterfly clasp. A little bit of a shame, but you know, I would say, is it a deal breaker? Potentially, because you can't replace the bracelet. So yeah, that'd be something to look into. So let's just get this on wrist, and we don't even need to cut away for this one because it's very simple. You just pop it thing there. Another little issue I'm having with this bracelet as well, it's a pincher. It really does pinch because of that clasp. But yeah guys, I mean, I got really lucky and this does fit nice and snug with all the links removed. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable watch, I'm going to say. It's the bracelet, like I said, it's got good articulation and it flows really well. You know, can you see how nice it conforms to wrist? It fits bang in the middle as well. So like I said, I got really lucky. But yeah, it's just not that comfortable. I think, you know, the profile of it doesn't really help. Just let me give you guys a better look at that. You can see it just sticks out there, it sticks out there, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't, it doesn't really feel all that nice on my wrist. But then again, that might be different for you guys if you can get a fit. I mean, as for the size of it, you know, I think it fits okay. But yeah, it's definitely not my favourite watch that I've ever had on wrist in terms of like how it looks on wrist. It definitely looks better off wrist than on wrist for me. But you know, that's just me. But yeah, it is a really nice watch. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable. And yeah. But again, guys, that's just for me. It might be different for you. So let's talk movement, and we'll round out the review with a little bit of a look at the loom as well. So movement wise, I did actually reach out to the seller and ask what movement's in this watch, and they said it was a Ming Zoom, but I don't really know what caliber. Now to me, it looks a little bit, if you look at it here, I mean, what does that remind you of? It kind of looks like an NH35, but they've said it's a Ming Zoom, and I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to go by what they've said, and it is a Ming Zoom. So unless Ming Zoom do a you know, copy of the NH35, it looks very, very similar. As for specs, obviously I couldn't find a model number, so I can't really give you any definitive answer on that. But yeah, it is 21,600 beats per hour, but I don't really know like the power reserve, how many joules or anything it's got, but it does. Oh, hang on, if I pull the crown out, it does hack. So yeah, I don't know guys. I mean, it's a nice looking movement, it's well decorated, I love that rotor, but yeah, it's just a weird one. Anyway, how's it feel in use? It's actually not bad. And I think you can tell it's not an NH35 because it's not as smooth. It's definitely got a bit of grating feedback. But yeah, it's yeah, the crown stem arrangement don't feel that reassuring. And yet, like I said, it's definitely not as buttery smooth as an NH35 is. And obviously, I mean, I've had quite a fair few NH35s in my time doing this channel. And yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like an NH35, but it looks like one. So yeah, a little bit strange. So movement is definitely a big question mark for me on longevity. Aesthetics, looks great. And you know, I think it definitely looks awesome through that case back. It's just longevity questions I've got. Finally, guys, we're going to talk loom, and it's not amazing. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but yeah, it's got some. It looks all right. Again, a lot of AliExpress watches have good initial burst, and it's quite bright, but then it fades really quickly. This is one of them. It doesn't fade quite as quick as some others I've seen from, you know, similarly priced watches, but it's definitely not great. Keep in mind though, it's an affordable watch, so it's definitely not gonna, you know, tick all the boxes, and I think loom is one of those that it just fails to tick in this case. But anyway, guys, let's move past that, because loom is not really the determining factor of whether you're going to buy this watch or not. To the price point. So this one is going to set you back £88 currently, which I don't think is a bad price at all. What I would like to see though, if they ever did a second version, is one, get rid of the brand name on the rotor, the dial, and of course on the bracelet. Just go with the logo only. I just think it'd look much better. Date window, get that gone for me as well. In my opinion, I just think it would look much better. Bracelet, I like it. I think I love the design of it. I think it's a really cool design. Its finishings, you know, I can't really grumble for the price point. Get rid of this butterfly clasp though and put it on something that's got some micro adjust, and obviously something a little bit better than this. And you know, I think you'd be onto a pretty decent one. Now, I think this is the only one of these that I've seen on AliExpress as a homage of this particular watch, so it's not really got any competition on that front. But yeah, it's definitely not perfect. 88 quid, I think, for the Mingzhu. It's fair. It's not like an amazing value watch, but it's definitely not overly expensive either. So yeah, fair price, pretty decent, could be better. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely a good looking watch, but yeah, needs a few tweaks and improvements, I would say. What do you guys think? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. If you want to see more content on the channel, click the links you can see right now. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that bell so you don't miss any future content, and of course feel free to subscribe if you want to stay in touch with the channel. Thanks very much. Have a good one.